Hi there, I'm Kathy Binger, and I'm one of the faculty members here at the University of New Mexico in the Department of Speech and Hearing Sciences. So I'm going to walk you through some of the application process if you're interested in applying for our graduate degree, our Master's of Science degree in Speech Language Pathology. So I'm going to start you off and walk you through step by step what this is going to look like for the application process. So what you have here on this page is our home page. So I just want to take you from the home page to where you need to go to get the instructions to complete your application. So first thing I'm going to do on this home page is I'm going to go over here to Programs and look at the drop-down menu, and then I'm going to drop down to Master of Science. Notice there are many items here on the list for our Master of Science program. I'm not going to go through all of them because we're just interested in the application piece right now. So you can look yourself at the overview, at the entrance requirements, etc. But we're going to go to the Apply page because that's the one that really does apply to applying to the master's program. By the time you see this, you'll probably have this video on here, so this page may look a little bit different. But for right now, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to change much, and the information is going to be the same. So the huge thing that you want to notice right away is this link, a guide to navigating the online application. So this is partly what we're going to go over today, mostly what we're going to go over today, to make sure that you understand what we need in order to complete your application. Do note our deadline up here to start with, though, February 1st. And then also every year the deadline is February the 1st, and then our minimum requirements as well. A special quick note here: you must have an overall GPA of at least 3.4 in speech and hearing sciences or CSD coursework. If your GPA is less than that, we absolutely, in your SHS coursework or your SHS or CSD coursework, we cannot and we will not look at your application. So we ask you to please not waste your money. The very first thing we do when we get our applications is we go through and check this information to make sure everyone is eligible to apply. Students who are not eligible, we do not look at those applications, and we can't. Even if we have a small pool, we can't go back and look at those because there are other students who, if they had known that we might look at them, maybe would have applied to our program. So it's not fair. So we need to set that. We've set that up, and we need to stick with that. So please, again, if you're below a 3.4 in your SHS and CSD courses, please don't waste your money. Don't apply to the program. Okay. But what let me just glance through this web page with you, and then we'll come back and look at this guide to navigating the online application. So we've got our application deadline, our minimum requirements, application tips and tricks, which is what we're going to go over, our application requirements. So, online application, you're going to be using this link, and there are other ways to get there too, but to get to the UNM Graduate Studies online application system, you absolutely positively should not just jump over there and ignore the rest of this, because what we've done in our department is given you explicit instructions for students who are applying to our program. This application system is actually for any graduate student at UNM. It's not designed just for SHS students or SLP students. Therefore, there are certain things that we need that the online application system that's up for everyone, it won't lead you in that direction. So I'm here to help guide you through what we need for applying to our particular program in our department. So I'll let you read through most of this stuff on your own. There's that application fee. We're going to go through most of the things that are on here on the specific form that we're going to look at. So all of that information, please do read through that. And then we also need by mail your official transcripts and your official GRE scores. One thing I want to say here, and I'm going to repeat it more than once because students get very confused about this, is what you are sending in by mail, notice where it goes, right? You're sending your GRE scores and your official transcripts. This goes to the University of New Mexico Office of Admissions. It does not come to the Speech and Hearing Sciences Department, so we don't actually get this information until very late in the game. So we need you to actually upload that information. You're going to upload copy of your GRE scores. You're going to upload a copy of your transcripts onto our online system as well. And that way we get the information in a timely manner as we're deciding, as we're making application and graduate school decisions, so admissions decisions. All right, so I wanted to make sure I said that. Here's the same link again that we have of both top and bottom, trying to make it obvious for students. And then we'll come back later at the end of the video to the financial aid information. And then there's some more information at the bottom about letters of rec. Okay, so let's hop back up to the top, this all-important guide to navigating the online application. So here it is. It'll pop right up for you. And I'm going to make this about as big as we can, so hopefully you can read it easily. This is our step-by-step application. So here's this link again. This is, again, the UNM, the overall general online application system for graduate students. Let's do these one by one, though. Note, you can send requests to people who are writing letters of rec without completing the entire application, and I will show you how to do that within the application system itself. So you barely have to start your application, and you can send out those official requests for letters of recommendation. You don't have to pay. You don't have to complete your whole application. It's very early in the game. You can start sending out those requests for letters of recommendation, which we definitely suggest that you do. Okay, here's the link again for the online application system. So once you're in there, here, what this these instructions are meant to do is have you go through literally step by step and you can check them off as you go along. Did I complete number 3? Did I complete number 4? Did I complete number 5? We highly recommend that you do that to make sure that you get all of the information in that we need to make things easier for the application process on our end, and to make sure that your application is complete. So you're going to select, create account. Let's see, select create account on the right side. And then you're going to you have a PIN number, write it down somewhere, keep track of it somewhere, because you're going to need that PIN number every time you get in here. And don't think that you won't have to get back in here. You may need to nudge your recommenders to write letters of recommendation if they don't send them in a timely manner, and you need to do that through the system. Okay, and then you're going to log into the system and start the application. So you can do that. There are instructions here for both domestic as well as international students. And then we get to some of the nitty-gritty stuff. So first really big thing is educational background. So starting with the most recent university, enter all the institutions you've attended at the college level, send the official transcript as the instruction said on the other page, on the other web page, to our Office of Admissions. The GPA you have to enter in a certain format. This is a huge point that a lot of students in the past have missed in their applications, and we can't process your application in our department without this information. You absolutely, positively have to upload within this online system copies of all of your transcripts that contain SHS or equivalent, meaning CSD or even linguistics in some cases, linguistics coursework. They can be unofficial copies, they can be official copies. We don't care. They need to be uploaded onto the system as PDFs so that our department has access to looking at them. So make sure you do that, and then hit that Save and Continue button. And notice here, if you fail to do this, your file will not be eligible for admission. So I cannot stress this enough. Got to upload those transcripts. Okay. This is really important too. Not only do you need to upload your transcript, but you need to wait until you get your transcript from the previous fall. So if you're applying in the spring of 2019, you need to wait until you get your fall 18 grades and have those official fall 18 grades. You can't write them in. They need to be your official fall 18 grades and upload your transcript then. So the application isn't due until February 1. Maybe that's the last thing you do before you hit the go button and you fill out everything else. But wait, absolutely, you have to wait until you get on those official fall grades and then upload your transcript then. Okay, so 2 huge things there. Upload your transcripts. Make sure they contain the grades from the previous fall, if you've taken any SHS classes in the previous fall. Okay, and you have to have completed at least 9 credits. That may have changed by the time you see this, but for right now, it is 2018 in December, and this is still true. You only have to have 9 credit hours in SHS courses to apply to the program. Okay, then you're going to go to Program of Interest in the application, and you're going to make the following selections. We just walk you through step by step here. What to put for college, school, department, program, degree, interest, etc., etc. And then you're going to go into test scores. This is the next big thing here, is that you also have to upload a copy of your GRE scores. So you'll get a letter that has your GRE scores on it. Just photocopy it, make a PDF of it, and upload it. Again, you're going to send them by mail to our grad school, but you have to put them in your online application system as well. So again, if you fail to do this, your file will not be eligible for admission. So very, very important that you also upload your GRE scores. Okay, letter of intent is next. So students know to do that. Upload that letter of intent using the upload document button. Relevant coursework, you don't really need to put in unless you have coursework that's relevant to your admission that's not obvious. So maybe you took a phonetics class, but it doesn't have an SHS, speech and hearing, communication disorders kind of name to it. Maybe you took it through a linguistics department. If that's the case, if there's anything that's labeled a little differently but that you think is really relevant to SHS coursework, then you can fill that in. Otherwise, don't bother. We don't need your biology coursework or your math coursework or anything like that. This is just for your SHS related coursework. Assistantship interest. If you're interested in departmental financial aid, and go to assistantship interest, and you're going to upload, there's an SHS financial aid application. We have documents that you need to upload, and when I'm done with this form, I'm going to take you through that stuff. So this is where you're going to upload that form, is here. So make sure you do that. I cannot encourage you strongly enough, if you apply to the program, please do fill out that paperwork and upload it. We have quite a number of scholarships at varying levels here in our department, and we will only, when we sit down to make those decisions, those financial aid decisions, the only students we look at for financial aid are the ones who fill out and upload these forms, as well as complete their FAFSA form, and I'm going to talk about that again as well. So upload our SHS financial aid interest form, as well as make sure you complete your FAFSA. Okay, and then you're going to go to recommendations. So this is, again, very important that you can do this very early in the process. Enter all information of the 3 people. And notice it's 3 people and only 3 people. Please do not have 4 people send. I don't think it's even possible, but if it is possible, it may be possible, because I'm remembering that we've seen this in the past. Don't think you're better off having 4 people do it. What we do when we get 4 letters is we're only allowed to read the first 3, because again, that's fair for everyone. If everyone else knew they could upload, if they could have 4 or 5 sent in, maybe they would have. So we can only look at the first 3, so please select carefully and only have 3 people send letters in for you. All recommenders really do need to submit their letters using an online system. It's only in the most extreme circumstances, when it's not possible, then have them contact me. But in the vast majority of cases, way more than 99% of cases, those application letters need to be uploaded directly by the recommender onto the online system. Okay, and then we have a checklist here to check your application, make sure the system says your application is complete, and please, again, do use this as an actual checklist. Go through and make sure and check each one of these off as it's completed, and then you can finish this up, hit continue, etc. Of course you got to pay, and because you have to pay for everything, and do your signature, etc., etc. There's an instruction at the bottom here for what to do if you need some technical support, and there's a phone number for our department here, as well as the general graduate admissions office. Be sure to use the Hobson's, the technical support link at the bottom of the UNM Graduate Professional Programs home screen. First, if you're having problems with this online application, I can't really help you with the UNM grad school issue of like the application system itself. It's not our application system in the department. It belongs to UNM grad school. So start there if you're having any issues. Hopefully you won't have any issues. Okay, now I also want to take you back over here to, it's a little bit big, that's all right, to the page that we were on, the application page for our graduate program. So again, at the top we have the deadline, the minimum requirements. What we've been looking at is this online application guide. There's the application requirements or instructions again, what you need to do by mail, And then at the bottom, I want to make sure I take you down to this financial aid information. So before I move on to another link, I want to here, which is our department financial aid form, this is the one that you're going to upload onto the online application that we've just been talking about. You also absolutely positively need to complete your FAFSA form. Doesn't matter what your financial circumstances are, wherever you are, whether you're a domestic student or not, please, 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 we cannot beg you enough to complete your FAFSA. Is it absolutely required for admission? No, but it only benefits you. Every semester, we have various scholarships and monies that we'd like to give to our students, and we can only give them to students who complete the FAFSA. So, as well as our own departmental financial aid form. So both of those, you've got to do both of those things if you want to be eligible for any money. Sometimes there's money that's just left sitting here when we have students who would actually really like to have that money, but we can't offer it to them because they haven't filled out the paperwork ahead of time. So you really just do it once, do it when you apply, and then it's done. So make sure you fill out this FAFSA form, and then we have our department financial aid information form here. So it's not just the form, there are some instructions and some background. This is a 6-page document, so please read through this. That gives you some helpful information about financial aid. Yes, and there's a list here of different kinds of resources that we have, funding sources in our department. There are, see again, there are a whole list of things that we have available. FAFSA is also great for work study. For students who are eligible for work study, we hire a number of work study students in the department as well, which is great. And let's see, so here's the application itself. So application for scholarships, assistance, etc., assistantships, etc. This is the form that you need to fill out, page 1, page 2, page 3. Download it and fill it out, and make sure it's completely filled out, and put it into your online application. So now let's hop over to the application itself. I think I have that pulled up here. So this is what your login page is going to look like here. So once you get it set up, you just put in your PIN and your password, and that'll get you into the system, and then it'll take you to a page that looks like this. So this is the actual UNM Grad School online application system. So over here on the left, we have application for admissions. So here are the different tabs here. Put in your personal information, right? Our instructions went through these tabs one at a time. Let's see, we have personal information, background information, program of interest. If I hop back here to, you're going to fill in your personal information, and then you're going to go down to educational background, and then next on the list should be program of interest. If I hop back over here, I have personal information, educational background, program of interest, letter of intent, CV, etc. So in the educational background section, this is where you are going to upload your transcripts. So, and remember, you need to upload your official transcripts, official or unofficial actually, for this piece of things, because this is what's just coming to us in our department, for each university that you've been to. So you see most recent college or university is first here, and then at the bottom of this section you upload your document, and then there are spaces here for additional universities and additional uploads as needed. Once you finish that section, then you go on to your program of interest, where we have very explicit instructions, again, in those guidelines we were looking at. I already have mine filled in here of the information that you want to put in for this section, so go back to that checklist so that you know what to do. And then you have your test scores. This is where you're going to put in your GRE scores. So, right, again, official test scores go to University of New Mexico, and you're going to have those directly sent, but we must have you upload your GRE scores here. You're going to put them in your own scores, and please absolutely positively make sure that the scores that you put in for your GRE scores match the document that you upload. It is not okay to just put your scores in and not upload the document. We can't process your application that way, which I'm sure you understand. So make sure you're uploading those GRE scores here. Okay, that's test scores. Over here then we have letter of intent, which I'm sure you all know about. That's the letter that you write that demonstrate your interest in the program. You're going to upload that there. Relevant coursework we talked about before. Most of you are not going to have to do this unless you have a funky course that may be listed under something other than SHS or speech and hearing or CSD that you want to make sure that you put in here. But most students probably won't need to do that. Assistantship interest, this is where you're going to upload our UNM form that I just showed you a few minutes ago. The financial application form that's for our department. The FAFSA is a federal form, and that you take care of separately, and that's all online, and that link is on the homepage of our website not back there, back here somewhere. Let's see, yeah, back here we have this FAFSA form. That's a federal form there. Okay, so going back to our application, that's the bulk of it. But again, here we have our recommendations. Now, very importantly, we need for you to, you're gonna you're gonna click on this blue link here, and you're gonna provide the list and identities of at least 3 people, and it will be exactly 3 people who are going to submit those letters of recommendation for you. This is what's really important. So you're going to fill out that information. You're going to fill in every single slot that you can. I can tell you, as somebody who writes a lot of letters of recommendation, the more information that students put in that I don't have to fill in when I go to upload a letter, the happier I am. So go on their website, see if they're an assistant or an associate or a full professor, all that kind of stuff. Look up their information and put that information in for them. Then you and only you are responsible for making sure that we get those 3 letters of recommendation. What's really nice about the online system is you can check on this system to see if we've received the letters or not. And if we don't receive the letters, it's really the student's responsibility to keep reminding those recommenders and checking in with them to make sure that they've uploaded their letters in a timely manner by our February 1st deadline. The letters have to be in by February 1st as well, not just your application, because we process applications very soon after that. So you can resend notifications. So use the resend option if you wish to have an email message sent to a recommender to remind them to complete the letter. So that's also a student responsibility. Okay, I think, yeah, you can check your application. These are not the application instructions they're different from, because again, this is for the general university. So they're very brief instructions here. They're very different from our instructions. So make sure you're looking at our instructions. The big take-home messages are, number 1, make sure you upload your GRE scores, the official page, not just typing in your scores, but upload that letter that has your official GRE scores on it. Make sure you're uploading your transcripts. Make sure you include in your transcripts, wait until you have your fall grades before you upload those transcripts. Make sure you fill out that financial aid form, the UNM financial aid form, and upload that as well. So your big uploads are GRE, fall grades transcript, or transcripts that include fall grades, the UNM financial aid form. Make sure you also fill out the FAFSA separately, and I think that should be about it. So I hope that's really helpful to all of you, and do email me if you have any additional questions. Thanks.